The tactile image. Why physical textures alter our psychological connection to photography. Your smartphone contains thousands of photographs. Perhaps tens of thousands. Family memories, vacations, portraits, moments once considered important enough to preserve forever. Yet how many of those images have you actually seen recently? How many do you remember? And more importantly, why do some photographs stay emotionally vivid while others disappear completely into digital silence? In an age of glowing screens, infinite scrolling, and AI-generated imagery, we are surrounded by more photographs than any generation before us. And yet many people feel strangely disconnected from them. The paradox is simple: we have never had more images. And yet individual images feel less meaningful. So why does a physical photograph often feel more emotionally powerful than a digital one? Why does texture, weight, and material presence change the way we experience memory? To understand this, we need to look at what digital images actually are. A digital photograph is not an object. It is data, pixels arranged into patterns of light. It has no weight, no texture, no physical boundary. On a phone screen, one image replaces another instantly. A memory becomes interchangeable with the next swipe. The image feels temporary, disposable, replaceable. Digital technology has achieved something once considered ideal: perfect reproduction and infinite storage. But this perfection comes with a cost: the loss of physical presence. A silver gelatin print changes this experience completely. Before you even focus on the image, you encounter the object. You feel the thickness of the paper. You notice its surface texture. You observe how light interacts with its grain. The photograph exists in space, not just in vision. And because it exists physically, your relationship with it changes. You cannot scroll past it. You must stop. You must engage. The object demands attention simply by being present. Psychology helps explain why this matters. Memory is not purely visual. It is multisensory. We remember through touch, sound, and physical sensation. The more senses involved, the stronger the memory becomes. A printed photograph activates this system. Your fingers touch the surface. Your eyes follow subtle grain. Your perception shifts between seeing and sensing. The image becomes anchored in the body. And that embodied connection deepens emotional meaning. The photograph becomes less like information and more like experience. This is especially true in traditional prints. A fiber-based silver gelatin print contains subtle variations in texture and tone. These irregularities are not flaws. They are part of the image. And they introduce something digital images rarely offer: resistance. A print slows perception. It does not compete for attention. It does not refresh or update. It simply exists, quietly, physically, waiting to be seen. Modern digital environments move in the opposite direction. Images appear and disappear at speed. Algorithms optimize attention in seconds. AI generates endless visual variations. But this abundance creates a side effect: visual fatigue. When everything is visible, nothing feels significant. Physical photographs interrupt this cycle. They slow us down. They ask for attention instead of demanding it. And that changes everything. There is also something deeply human about this relationship. We are embodied beings. We trust what we can touch. We form stronger emotional bonds with objects that occupy space. This is why old photographs often feel powerful, not only because of what they show, but because of what they are. A worn print carries time in its surface. Faded edges, creases, fingerprints. These marks become part of the memory itself. A digital file rarely changes. It remains perfect, but also detached from time. Perhaps that is why physical printing still matters today. Not because it is superior, but because materiality changes meaning. It reminds us that memory is not only visual, it is physical. So the next time you find an old print, pause before looking at the image itself. Feel its weight. Notice its surface. Because the photograph is already communicating before you even see it. And perhaps the true power of photography has never been only in what we see, but in what we can touch.